differences between Pokemon Go and Wizards Unite. And on the surface, they seem very similar, so there can't be that much difference between them. They're both run by Niantic, they're both run on the same mapping system that puts the same locations around the world. How much different can they be? Well, if you go back and look at the difference between Ingress and then Pokemon Go, there are some very large differences. They're made for different crowds and they're set up very differently. Pokemon Go was really designed for a younger crowd, a little bit more fun-loving, cartoonish, whereas Wizards Unite tends to be focused a little bit more towards the bookish, kind of geeky world. It's a slightly different crowd, and that is going to develop the game very differently. Number one, Wizards Unite is going to feel a lot more like an RPG than it's going to feel like a cell phone game. It's not going to have as simple a system as Pokemon Go. There's going to be a lot more detail, a lot more choices, and it's going to feel a lot more like an RPG where you're building your person, you're building your stats, and you can focus in different areas from other people around you. Goose fight. One of the key things I'm really looking forward to is its focus more on getting the group together. Ingress was a very cutthroat. There were two teams, and one side against the other, and nary the two met. And there were some really severe things going on between the two teams. I see that Wizards Unite is really going to be focusing more on that cooperation and working together. I'm not quite sure how they're going to do it if they introduce houses, and that should be that'll be interesting to watch. But everything I've seen so far is a very cooperative game. You need to have different people with different abilities who can help you work on a fortress and complete those tasks. The quests are really a team-building exercise, and you're going to see a lot more of the community getting together. And that's something that I think Niantic really caught on to with Pokemon Go, that they're going to develop far further in this. In Pokemon Go, you basically have two types of stops. You have your Pokestop and you have your gym. And both of them do the same thing in that they give you items, but a gym allows you to then battle against other things in there. But they're very basic, whereas in Wizards Unite you have other things that go on. You have inns where you can get things, you're going to have greenhouses where you can make potions, you're going to have fortresses, there are other locations and stops and flags and things we're seeing in there that it's going to be a wider variety of things that you can do on the map rather than just focusing on what pops up and what Pokestop you're around. So a lot more in-depth in that as well. Another key difference I'm really looking forward to are skill trees. This is, again, going back to the RPG feel, is that you're going to be able to develop your character in different ways, and you have to develop different things to get different stats. And the list of stats is rather incredible. It's not just hit points. You have hit points, you have power, you have different types of power, you have different things that can add on to the power, and you see a lot of multipliers that can go into what you're doing. And that is something that really speaks to me. It makes it so that everyone can be a little bit different. You're not just focusing on your level, because your level may be up in one area and down in another, and that really helps out when the group gets together, because then you can all work together and you can help out each other with your strengths and weaknesses. So yes, this is going to be cool, because if you look at some of these charts with the skill trees, they're different for each profession. And mentioning professions, that's something that's completely different, because you'll be able to change them. Whereas in Pokemon Go, there really wasn't much you can change. You could just build up. You'll have professions, so you can focus on magic zoology, or on becoming a professor, or on an aura. And in each of those, then you have subcategories that you can develop and strengthen. And the professions are really going to change things up, not just to have teams, but to have specialties inside of the teams. This is going to be a lot of fun. One of the things that's going to be fairly similar, although at the same time a little different, is AR. And AR it's going to have the same kind of feel in that you're putting things into reality. But in Wizards Unite, they're really trying to bring this alternate reality into reality and tying things in more, putting things in the ground around you, and so you actually have to interact with them more than you did in Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is kind of a nice thing that you played with for a little while and then you turned it off. I'm really seeing that they're trying to focus on making it something that is key and integral to the game, so that the AR becomes a part of it and it's something you keep on to keep playing. So this is just scratching the surface of some of the things that are going to be different. And that being said, the game is not out yet, so we don't know what all is going to be out there. And from what I'm seeing, it's going to be vastly different from Pokemon Go, and in a way that I'm really looking forward to. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Is there something particular that is going to be different and new that you're really looking forward to? Is there something that's scaring you? Let me know down below. Also, if you'd like to see links to the sources and other things that I use, that's down in the description. So I think that's about it for today. And until next time, have a magical day.